Welcome in, absolutely everybody. Welcome in, Kit. Welcome in, Kadava. Hope you're all doing well. Have a great night, Kit. I know I already told you you're probably already off to bed, but have a great night's sleep and a great start to the day tomorrow. The Ashes are done. Summer is over. You know the crazy thing is, winter's just getting started here. That's the unfortunate part. I'm not a big winter guy. I'm ready for summer to be back. I'm ready to be golfing in the mornings. I'm ready for that. Right. We got ourselves some out of the park tonight. And it's weird to say that, by the way, that the summer is over in January for you guys. Because, like, yours goes till March. Like, you actually still have 2 months of it left. It's just crazy the Ashes are done this soon, this early, I guess, right? Um, but, yeah, we got a big game for you tonight now at the park. We got the 8 and 10 Rockford Forest Citys, which is good, who are on the charge, and they're going to be at the 6 and 6 Fort Wayne Kekiongas. Fort Wayne sitting in second place in the National League, 2 games back. Rockford sitting in third, 3 games back. Massive matchup for these two teams right now. So this is a big one, and we're going to get into the starting lineups in just a moment. It's a figure speech for sure. Yeah, I know. This is the same thing when people tell me, like, when people say, like, a lot of people look at Memorial, or for us it's Labor Day, and our Labor Day is like the first Monday of September, and it's like, dude, we still have 3 weeks of summer. Like, summer's not over, you know what I mean? But or they look at the 4th of July as the start of summer. Like, oh, it's the start of summer. It's the 4th of July. It's Independence Day. I'm like, God, summer's been here. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, not to that extreme. But yeah, it definitely is a figure of speech. It's 39 degrees. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is the one part of summer I don't like. Right. Let's get into the starting lineups. We'll start with the visiting Rockford. Third baseman Cap Anson leads things off. He's batting .382, 11 RBIs so far this season. George Hall will bat second. He is the left fielder. He's batting .267. He's got 3 home runs and 13 RBIs this season. Russ Barnes will bat third, second baseman, 10 RBIs, batting .329 this season. Lip Pike will bat fourth. He's red hot. The right fielder's got 5 big flies, 20 RBIs for his .346 batting average. Doug Allison is in the 5 spot. He's got 20 RBIs with a .373 average so far this season. Joe Start is in the 6th spot. The first baseman's got 8 RBIs, .329 so far this season. George Bird is in the 7th spot. He's got 12 RBIs, .280 is his average this season. George Wright is in the 8th spot. The shortstop with a .243 average. He's got 7 RBIs this season. Pitcher Dick McBride rounds off the lineup. He's batting .308, 2 RBIs so far this season. For the Fort Wayne Kekiongas, it'll be shortstop Dickie Flowers leading it off. He is got 5 RBIs. He's batting .327 so far this season. Count Sensendorfer, the center fielder, will bat second. He's got 7 RBIs. .246 is his average so far this season. Second baseman Jimmy Wood is in the 3 spot. He's batting .333, 1 home run, 11 RBIs this season. Steve King in the 4 spot. The left fielder is batting .309 with 7 RBIs so far this season. Henry Schaefer is in the 5 spot, batting .250 with 3 RBIs. Wes Fizzler, the first baseman, bats 6, 10 RBIs with a .365 average. Fergie Malone is ice cold. The catcher batting 7th. He's got a .180 average with 6 RBIs. Dave Birdsall, the right fielder, is in 8th. He's got 9 RBIs, .372 is his average. And then pitcher George Zetlin rounds out the order, 5 RBIs with a .240 average so far this season. On the mound for Rockford is the 7-9 Dick McBride in 18 starts, 2 no decisions, 2.5 ERA, 1.19 WHIP. He is yet to face Fort Wayne this season. George Zetlin is on the mound for Fort Wayne. He is 6 and 6 in his 12 starts, 3.59 ERA with a 1.34 WHIP. He is also yet to face Rockford this season. It's a 2:05 first pitch start. 1,124 in attendance here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 71 degrees, which is a cool That's like a cool 22 for those that use Celsius. I want to say that's correct. Yes, that is about 22 degrees. Wind blowing in from right to at 10 miles an hour. Here we go. We're ready. It's attempt 2. That's the first time the PC crashed. Right? It's not PC. I mean, Windows force restarted it. But it's Rockford at Troy from the Grand Duchess. Is it Grand Duchess Stadium? Grand Duchess something. Oh, the ballpark is literally just called the Grand Duchess. Okay. From the Grand Duchess in Fort Wayne, Indiana, we are ready to get underway with our first pitch here tonight. And here is the first pitch from George Zetlin as he settles in. And this one's inside, ball 1. Opening inning means it's time for the opening sponsor of the night. ItKit is a fantastic football manager streamer. They also stream other things like Mario Kart and Mario Party. Go give them a follow if you haven't already. ItKit is our sponsor for tonight's first inning. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. That's swung on, and that's in the gap in left, and Cap Anson has a leadoff single. By the way, Kitav, I hope you're doing well. I know you said the Ashes are over, and I know you're probably a little bummed at that, but I hope personally you're doing all right, man. That's going to bring up George Hall. Runner on first, nobody out. Here's the first pitch to Hall. And that's foul down the first base side. Here's the 0-1. Inside, ball 1. Yeah, can't complain. Good, man. That's good to hear. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. That's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And he's plunked him. George Hall's been hit by the pitch. He goes to first. Cap Anson's on second. And there's 2 aboard, nobody out here in the top first for Rockford. It's going to bring up Ross Barnes, second baseman. 2 on, nobody out. Here's the pitch. He's fouled that into the seats, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's inside, ball 1. The 1-1 pitch. That is popped up behind home plate. That'll go into the seats. It'll be 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That's high, ball 2, and it gets past the catcher. It's a passed ball. Going up to grab it was catcher Fergie Malone. And it went off the top of his glove to the backstop. So Anson gets to third. Hall's on second. And we got 2 runners in scoring position. Nobody out here. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, grounded down the third base side. The throw over to first is in time. But Anson scores on the play. It's an RBI ground out. And Rockford take the early lead. It's 1-0. 5-3 on the put. Going to third base is George Hall. And so runner 90 feet away, 1 out. That'll bring up right fielder Lip Pike. First pitch to Pike. Check swing. They go to third base. Umpire there says he swung. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's inside, ball 1. The 1-1. Grounded behind home plate. It'll be 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Grounded to the backstop again. Remains 1-2. Here's the pitch. This one's lined into left, right at the left fielder. Is it going to be deep enough to bring the runner home is the question. No, he stays at third. And Pike only retired on an F7. That'll bring up Doug Allison, the catcher. First pitch to Allison. He's chopped that foul to the backstop. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing. They're going to ask first base, and the umpire there says he didn't go. It's 1-1. Here's the even count pitch. Grounded back up to first, and stepping on the bag himself is the first baseman, Wes Fizzler. And the side is retired. 1 run on 1 hit, and they leave 1 aboard. We go bottom first here in Troy. Rockford have jumped out to a 1-0 lead. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Bottom first here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Rockford have a 1-0 lead. I believe Vivaldi audio is off. Yeah, you guys can't hear it. Good. Because the song's like 2.5 minutes instead of 90 seconds, so I just let it run out. I want to make sure it's not blasting for you guys while I'm on this screen. Right, Dickie Flowers, the shortstop, leads things off. Dick McBride's on the mound. Here's the first pitch from McBride. And that's low, ball 1. Dave! Thank you for the 5-month sub, Dave. Good Lord. How you doing, Dave? How was the end of your stream, my man? I apologize. I had to lurk quite a bit because I was off making dinner, and then I had a shower, and by the time I did all that and came back, you had gone offline. So how was the end of your stream? How is life treating Morecambe in the Premier League? Just above relegation's over, like 15th. Okay, first season in the Prem, right? So, like, that's kind of, it's tough to. Yeah, it's a very big step up. It's tough though, very tough. Yeah, but this is first season. This is first season up, right? Here's the 1-0. That's in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch Off the plate away, 2-1. Yeah, first season of Prem. Yeah, I have a feeling when I do the Prem in the longest save, I'm probably going to get my ass chewed out. You know. Here's the 2-1. That's lined into left, and that is fair ball. That's a fair ball. This might be a triple. It's a double. Sliding in is Dickie Flowers. And Flowers has got a leadoff double. So I got to do the longest save. I got to do the I got to do Vanarama North, Vanarama South, Vanarama National, League 2, League 1, Championship, and Prem, right? So my reputation right now as a manager is like 3-star. So I'm thinking if I can slide into a Vanarama like South or North side, just do that, get them up to Vanarama National, and then just leave. And I could always come back, and then like that'll be North or South done. Let's say North, for example, and that's done. And then come back later and like slide into a Vanarama South and just take them all the way up to at least the championship. And then if West Ham is in the championship, because right now they are, I can leave and try to snipe the West Ham job. Or if West Ham go back to the Prem, I can try to win the championship with the side I take up. And then just ditch them when they get to the Prem. And just sit on the West Ham, wait for the West Ham job. And then come back for the West Ham job in the Prem. I really only want to do West Ham in the Prem, you know. And then go elsewhere. Because I've got the whole... I mean, I've only knocked off 2 countries. So... Iceland's going to be a while, though. I think we're going to be there, too. I think minimum we're there season 12 and 13. But I wouldn't be shocked if I still need something season 14 in Iceland. Just because that's the nature of Football Manager. But you're what? How many seasons in are you now? You're not. 17 is what Erelax is in with Leatherhead. But I don't think you're that far. I don't think you're 17 into the save. Right, that'll bring up Count Sensendorfer. He's the center fielder. 1 on, nobody out. Here's the first pitch to Sensendorfer, and that is hit down the third base side. Can they get it over to first in time? It's a bad throw. Or it's probably a bad cat. No, it's considered a bad throw. And Sensendorfer is on an E5. Not only that, but the throw is so erroneous, it allows Sensendorfer to go to second. It also allows Dickie Flowers to round third base. And so he will score, and this game is tied. That brings up second baseman Jimmy Wood. Here's the first pitch. That's inside, ball 1, and it gets past the catcher. It's a wild pitch, and Sensendorfer's now 90 feet away. Here's the 1-0 to Jimmy Wood. Outside, ball 2. The 2-0. Inside, ball 3, and this one gets by the catcher. It's a wild pitch again. Sensendorfer comes home, and Fort Wayne, from none of their own doing except a double, they've taken the lead. The 3-0 to Jimmy Wood is inside, ball 4, and he's walked him. Here's Steve King. That's outside, ball 1. Runner on third, a lot of speed over at first, too. And there's a called strike, 1-1. The throw to second is not even going to be close. Jimmy Wood with a stolen base. He is so quick. The 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. That's 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. 1 away. Hey, welcome in, Amaz. You know, when I followed you, I thought it was it was Amazing Game Channel. That's why I was like, oh, okay, that's a pretty cool name. Amaz is very good as well. I'm assuming it's Amaz and not Amaze, but yeah. I mean, there would be an E on the end, but yeah, welcome in, Amaz. Great to have you. Yeah, it's Amazing Game Channel. There you go. just short. Hey, you know what? Fair enough. That's very good. So, do you want to be called Amaz or do you want to be called Amazing? What would you rather me call you? Amaze is best. Sounds great. Welcome in. I do play Football Manager. Or Tyler, my name, whichever you prefer. I'm probably not going to remember. I mean, I'll try. I'll give it a good effort to remember Tyler, but if not, I'll just call you Amaze if you don't mind. I do play Football Manager as well. I'm on FM 23 right now. But we play a whole variety of games. We play baseball out of the park, Football Manager, Action Timing In, F1 Series, Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. We played Rise of Nations on Monday. We play a little bit of everything. I saw you had a Torquay shirt on last stream. That's the team. Oh, really? Yeah, I have it. Oh, you know what? I put it in the hamper upstairs. But I do. I bought the Miami Vice Torquay shirt off Classic Football Shirts. Fantastic jersey. So, different game, but big variety. Yeah, I saw. I like that. It's Harry Schaefer stepping in, third baseman. 1 on, 1 out, 2-1 to Fort Wayne. But welcome in. It's great to have you along. That's inside ball one. I actually am going to be playing Football Manager on Sunday. We have an amazing save called The Longest Save, in which I have to win every vanilla trophy that's in the game. There are a few exceptions. International management doesn't count. Super Cups, State Cups, Regional Cups, County Cups don't count, but like every domestic league, every domestic cup, every continental competition, they all need to be won. I've never done anything remotely. Neither have I, to be fair. The longest thing I've ever done is a extended database bottom to top in England. Like that's it. So my longest save has only lasted 12 seasons, and in the longest save for FM 23, I'm in season 12. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's grounded through the gap. Base hit. And Schaefer is aboard with a single. Going to third base will be Jimmy Wood. And there's going to be runners on the corners with 1 out here. 2050, yeah. I'm in 2033 in that save now. I tend to do Build a Nation a lot of the time. See, I like that. I like Build a Nation. They're fun. That's a challenge I can get behind. I think the challenge I like the absolute least is the Penta. I do not like a Penta. Well, Glory Hunter is what I absolutely hate. I think Glory Hunter is insanely boring. But the Penta is like right there, because for me, like, a lot of the times when people do a Penta, they start somewhere interesting, usually in Africa. In FM 24, a lot of people decide to start in J League 3, which was really cool. Fun leagues. The moment they knock off Africa and Asia, like the save gets completely dull. Because then it's just like, I'm at Club America. I'm at PSG. And I'm like, all right. I get it. I'm not a huge fan of the Glory Hunter or the Penta, but Build a Nation, that tests your patience. But it can be very rewarding, especially if you take like a Croatia or something. Mr. Cellophane did Croatia. Here's the first pitch. That's low, ball one. And I remember Biz did a Build a Nation in Hungary that was really interesting as well. So here's the 1-0. That is lined right at the second baseman. He's got it for the out. And there's 2 away now. I mean, by all means, play what you want. I'm not going to judge anybody for playing a save. I used to when I first started. And now I'm like, you know what? They play what the hell they want. But I'm just not a fan of it. This is Fergie Malone settling in the catcher. Here's the first pitch to him. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's inside, ball one. The 1-1. That's lined into the seats. It'll be 1-2. The 1-2. Popped it up in the infield. Third baseman's coming over. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave 2 aboard. We go top second here in Troy, and Troy is leading by a score of 2-1. Yeah, you're in the UK, so it's like 1:30 in the morning. Have a good race. Thank you very much. I'm going to give you a shout out at the top of the 3rd inning. But have a great, I know you won't be here for that, so have a great night, sleep, and have a great start to your day tomorrow. It was great to see you in here, man. Speaking of top of the inning. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. If you're not already following Dave, give him a follow. He's taken Morecambe from the ashes. From the ashes of administration to the Premier League. Give him a follow if you haven't already. It's a fantastic save. The great Dave Hull FC sponsors our 2nd inning here tonight. It's a 2-1 Troy lead. It'll be first baseman Joe Start settling in. He's going to lead things off here for Rockford. First pitch to Start. Grounded back up the middle. Shortstop has it. That's on to first. That's in time. And Start is retired. That'll bring up center fielder George Bird. First pitch to Bird. This is lined deep into right, way back there, and lands just foul. That was really close, and it just goes to the wall foul. Here's the 0-1. Off the plate inside, 1-1. The 1-1. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Off the plate away. 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2. That's swung on. That's hit deep into center. Way back there. Just shy of the track. And the catch is made. And George Bird is retired. That'll bring up George Wright. Here's the first pitch to Wright. He's fouled that to the backstop. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's lined into right center, but high and playable. Center fielder comes in. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go bottom second here in Troy, and the Haymakers hold on to a 2-1 lead. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Ryan, welcome back. Bottom second here in Troy. Dave Birdsall, the right fielder, will settle in. Here's the first pitch to Birdsall. He's grounded out to the backstop, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's grounded over to first. And taking it to the bag himself is Joe Start, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Start. Sat down. That brings up pitcher George Zetlin. First pitch to Zetlin. And he's popped this up in foul territory, drifting over there. And third baseman gets over there. That's Cap Anson. He makes the play. And Zetlin's retired, 2 away. That brings up shortstop Dickie Flowers. He doubled to lead off the previous inning. Oh, did I not mute for that? Oop, my bad. Here's the first pitch to Dickie Flowers. Swung on and missed. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And he's lined this into right. Is it? It's going to drop for a base hit. And Dickie Flowers goes 2 for 2. One on, 2 out for Count Sensendorfer. He reached via an error his first at bat. It has him 0 for 5. Oh, he sack bunted. That's what it was. He didn't reach via an error. I'm like, why is it telling me he's 0 for 0 when I have it as an E5? It was a sack attempt, so it still doesn't count as a as a base hit. Here's the first pitch to Sensendorfer. Inside, ball 1. No throw on the attempt. No throw on the steal of second. And Dickie Flowers gets the second. Here's the pitch. That's inside, 2-0. The 2-0. Check swing, but he didn't go, and it's outside, 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Straight down Broad Street, 3-1 now. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed. That's 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. He's fouled it off. We go again, 3-2. The 3-2. That is lined very deep, right at the center fielder, though. That was hit very sharply, but it does go to the center fielder. George Bird gloves it, and that will be the final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 aboard. We go to the top of the 3rd. It's a 2-1 Fort Wayne lead. Amazing Game Channel is a, Ama's Game Channel, as it's shortened, is a football manager and variety streamer. I just followed him for the first time earlier today. Why don't you give him a follow as well? Amazing Game Channel is our sponsor for the 3rd inning here today. Dick McBride, the pitcher, due up first here for Rockford. Here's the first pitch to him. And that's lined back up the middle, base hit. And McBride's aboard with a leadoff single. That's going to bring up Cap Anson. He singled his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Anson. Check swing. They're going to ask third base. He didn't go. And it's outside for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Called strike, and it's 1-1. The 1-1. Popped up in the infield. First baseman's over there. He makes the catch, and Anson is retired. Wes Fissler getting the put out. That's going to bring up George Hall. He was hit by the pitch his last at bat. Here's the first one to him in this one. And that's right down Broad Street for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Inside, ball one. The 1-1. Grounded over to second. They're going to go for the lead runner on second. They get him. And Hall is aboard on a fielder's choice 4-6. They throw out McBride at second. That's going to bring up Ross Barnes. He had an RBI ground out his first at bat. Here's the pitch from Barnes. That is taken on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. It's on 1. Here's the 0-1. That is flat out deep into right. Drifting foul. It's going to land foul. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Base hit. And Barnes gets a 2-out hit. Hall goes to second. Here's the 0-2. I'm sorry, not the 0-2. Here's Lib Pike. He flied out to left his first at bat. First pitch to Pike. That's grounded back up the middle. Second baseman's there. He's going to step on the bag himself. And the side is retired. No runs on 2 hits, and they leave 2 aboard. We go to the bottom of the third here in, I wrote Troy. It's Fort Wayne. I wrote Troy on my scorebook. That's why I kept saying Troy. It's Fort Wayne today. It's Fort Wayne today, you know. The spiral with us left-handed writers, the spiral is the worst thing. Can I just say? Right. We go to the bottom of the third here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's the Kekiongas 2, the Forest Citys 1. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom third here in Fort Wayne. It's a 2-1 game. Jimmy Wood will lead things off. He walked his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Jimmy Wood, and he's going to take that high for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. That is lined into left. That's a fair ball. And that goes to the wall. This might be trouble here. That is a double. And Jimmy Wood has got a leadoff double for the Fort Wayne Kekiongas. That brings up Steve King. He struck out his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to King. That's high, ball 1. Runner on second, nobody down. Here's the 1-0. That's inside, ball 2. The 2-0, outside, ball 3. It's 3-0 now to Steve King. Here's the 3-0 pitch. He's taken all the way as that one's right down Broad Street. That's 3-1. The 3-1. He takes that on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded over to second. The throw on to first. That's in time. And he moves the runner. 4-3 is the scorer's decision. Jimmy Wood gets to third. And now there's a runner 90 feet away, 1 out. And that'll bring up Harry Schaefer. He singled in his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Schaefer, and that swung on and missed. That's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, throw over to third. That is very far to get back, and he did get back in time. Here's the 0-1. That's grounded to the backstop, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. He's popped this up in foul territory. First baseman's there. He makes the catch. And that offers a way out of the inning for Rockford. 2 down now. They still have to go and get the out. It's Wes Fissler who's going to settle in. He lined out to second base his last at bat. First pitch to Fissler. He's going to take that for a called strike. It's on 1. The 0-1 pitch. That's in there on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. That's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. He's grounded that back to the mound. The throw over to first is in time, and they get out of the inning without any damage. No runs on 1 hit. And they leave 1 aboard. We go to the top 4th. It's a 2-1 ball game. Due up first for the Rockford Forest Citys is catcher Doug Allison. Allison grounded out his first at bat. Here's the first pitch from Zetlin to start this 4th inning. Below the knees, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a called strike right down Broad Street. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Grounded foul. And it's 1-2. The 1-2. That's low, ball 2. The even count pitch. is lined back up the middle. That's a base hit. And Doug Allison gets aboard. He's got himself a single. It'll be Joe Stark settling in. He grounded out his first at bat. Runner on, nobody out. First pitch. It's a bunt. It's a bunt and run. They go to first. That's in time. They move Allison over to second. Now there's one away. That'll bring up George Bird, center fielder. Here's the first pitch to Bird. Check swing. They ask first base. It's called a ball. He didn't go. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Grounded back up to short. That is a bad throw. And it's a drop throw. I beg your pardon. The error is going to be on the first baseman. And it'll be first baseman Wes. I'm sorry. It's the first baseman dropped the throw. So it's first baseman Wes Fisler who gets credited with the error. Allison could not move because of that. So now first and second, one out. George Wright settles in. He flied out to center his last at bat. First pitch to George Wright. And he's going to take that for a called strike. On the inside part of the plate, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Called strike. It's 0-2 to throw to third. Not in time. And Doug Allison, it's a double steal. Oh, that was ballsy. It's a double steal. That was a very, very risky call. The hitter's behind on the count too, but they double steal. And now it's second and third, one out. Here's the 0-2. Below the knees, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That's grounded over to third. That's through. Base hit. And George Wright brings one home. He's got himself an RBI single. Coming in to score is Doug Allison. Going to third is George Bird. And it's a 2-2 ball game. We are tied. That brings up pitcher Dick McBride. He singled his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to McBride. A chance to give himself some run support. That's inside, ball one. The 1-0 pitch is taken at the knees for a called strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Called strike two. And it's 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch. That's lined into the seats. It'll remain 1-2. The 1-2. That's lined back up the middle. Base hit. And Dick McBride has given himself the run support. It's an RBI single for McBride. Coming to second is Wright, but scoring on the play is George Bird, and Rockford have retaken the lead. It's 3-2. First and second, just one out. That brings up Cap Anson. First pitch to Anson. And that's taken low for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Inside, ball two. 2-0 now. The 2-0 pitch. That's lined into the left. That's a base hit. And Anson gets aboard it with a single. And now, with just one out, the bases are loaded for George Hall. Hall with 3 big flies this season so far. He's got the bases loaded. We could have a grand salami if he can clear the fence with this one. He's got power. We know he does. Here's the first pitch to him. And that's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Below the knees, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And he's grounding that back up the middle. Great stop from the shortstop. But he just can't make a play on it. It's hit way too sharply. It's an RBI single. Hall goes to first. Anson goes to second. McBride goes to third. And George Wright scores. It's 4-2 Rockford. That's going to bring up Ross Barnes. Barnes is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Here's the first pitch to Barnes. And he's going to take that on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He's grounded that foul. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Inside, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Inside again, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. And he's lined this into right center. This is going to be more runs for Rockford. They've opened this game up. That could be a double. It's a 2 RBI double for Ross Barnes. Hall goes to second. Anson scores from second. McBride scores from third. It's 6-2. That brings up Lip Pike. Here's the first pitch to Pike. And that gets by the catcher. It's a called strike, but it's a pass ball, and Hall comes in to score. It's 7-2. Barnes takes third. Here's the 0-1. Called strike 2. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That's off the plate away, 1-2. The 1-2. He's flied this out to deep right center field, way back there, and Lip Pike has hit his 6th big fly of the season, a 2-run home run. And Rockford have taken a chokehold on this game. It's 9-1 to the Forest Citys. Scoring from third is Ross Barnes, but a 2-run home run, his 6th of the season. And Lip Pike has put a 7-run lead on the board for Rockford. It's 9-2. We've batted around the order. That brings up Doug Allison. He hit a single to lead things off. Here's the first pitch to Allison. That's below the knees, 1-0. The 1-0. It's on the inside corner for a called strike, a 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That is flied into center. This one's playable. The center fielder's there. He makes the catch, and that is just the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Joe Start. He had a sacrifice bunt his last at bat. Here's the first pitch, and this is going to be flied out to center. This is playable, and that is going to be caught by the center fielder. The side is finally retired. Wow. 8 runs on 7 hits, and they left the bases empty. We go to the bottom of the 4th, And Rockford have blown this open. It's 9-2. We're going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in just a minute and a half. Right, welcome back, everybody. Bottom fourth here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Big inning for Rockford. Now they got to do it in the fielding. I went to pitching to maintain it. It'll be Fergie Malone first up, the catcher. He popped up to the third baseman, his first at bat. First pitch to him. That's on the inside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's popped up into foul territory again. Third baseman's over there. And it's deja vu for Fergie Malone as he's retired again by Cap Anson. That brings up Dave Birdsall. He grounded out his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Birdsall. He's grounded that back up the middle. Shortstop's over there. He makes the throw, and it's in time to get Birdsall. That brings up George Zetlin. He popped up to third base his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Zetlin. He's going to take that for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's high, ball one. The 1-1 is taken off the plate away, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. That's lined out into center field, but playable. It's a dive. No, the center fielder was too deep. He dove for it. He couldn't make the play. And that is a double for George Zetlin. He slides into second base. And they got a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. Not only that, that brings up Dickie Flowers. He's 2 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Flowers. He's going to take that for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded right back to second. The throw over to first. That's in time, and that will retire the side. No runs on one hit, and they leave one on base. We go to the top 5th here in Fort Wayne. Rockford have a 9-2 lead. Due up first for the Rockford Forest Citys will be center fielder George Bird, who's 0 for 2 so far today. Right, Bird settling in. Here's the first pitch to him. He'll take that below the knees, 1-0. Going to bounce now, Benny, but enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Kadava. Have a great rest of your day. And, well, evening, because I know it's evening there. And have a great day tomorrow as well, my man. I appreciate you being here. Take care. The 1-0 pitch to George Bird. That's a called strike on the outside part of the plate. And that'll be 1-1. The even count pitch here. Grounded over to first. Pitcher's over there to cover the ground. He does so. And that's Bird retired. That brings up shortstop George Wright. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Here's the first pitch to Wright. At the knees for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Inside, ball 1. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Check swing. He has first base. He didn't go. It was called a ball inside, 2-1. The 2-1. Grounded foul. It'll be 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Grounded back up to short. Over to first. That's in time, and that'll be the second out. So Wright is retired. That'll bring up pitcher Dick McBride. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI. First pitch. That is right down Broad Street for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That is ripped into left, but it hangs up there. It's playable. Left fielder's there. He makes the catch. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We're going bottom 5th here in Fort Wayne. It's still a 9-2 Rockford game. Due up first for the Fort Wayne Kekiongas is center fielder Count Sensendorfer. He's 0 for 1 so far today. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in just a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Bottom fifth here in Fort Wayne. Rockford have a 9-2 lead. Count Sensendorfer is going to settle in. 0 for 1. First pitch. And he's going to take that, and that's going to be fouled down the first base side. We'll go again. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That is below the knees. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Grounded back up for the third. The throw, there's no throw. There is no throw. It's an infield single. He can't get it out of his glove in time. And Sensendorfer is aboard with an infield knock. He's got a bit of speed. He could steal second. The leadoff man's aboard, though. That'll bring up Jimmy Wood. He's 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. First pitch to Wood. And that's taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to first. That's over to second for 1. Back to first. Double play. A 3-6-1 double play. And that clears the bases. That brings up Steve King with nobody on and 2 out. King is 0 for 2. First pitch to King. He'll take that inside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Right down Broad Street for a called strike. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. That's 1-2. The 1-2. Inside, ball 2. That's 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's grounded to the backstop. It'll remain 2-2. The 2-2. Grounded over to first, and it's an error on the first baseman. He fumbled it, and Joe Starks gets credited with the error. Now hang on, because Rockford have a second error. When did that happen? Oh, the E5, which is third baseman Cat Manson. That's right. That was way back in the first inning. So first baseman Joe Starks gets credit with the error. Now there's 1-1 with 2 out. That'll bring up Harry Schaefer. He's 1 for 2. Here's the first pitch. He's going to take a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is ripped into center field, but playable. Center fielder's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit, and they leave a man on base. We go to the top of the 6th, and Rockford have a 9-2 lead. It's the top of the order, 2 up for Rockford, with third baseman Cat Manson set to lead things off. Anson steps into the batter's box. He's 2 for 3. Here's the first pitch to him. And he's going to take that in the dirt, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And he's fouled that off. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. The 2-1 from Zetlin. And he's popped this up into, he's flied it out the center. And that's there for center fielder Count Sensenturfer's there to make the catch, and that's one away. That'll bring up George Hall. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. First pitch to Hall. That's grounded back to the mound. And that is a very wayward throw. And getting on is George Hall via an E1. That'll be pitcher George Zetlin getting credited with the error. It's the second for Fort Wayne in this game. And George Hall's on with 1 out. That brings up Ross Barnes. He is 2 for 3 today with 3 RBIs. First pitch to Barnes. He's fouled that off, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. That's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's fouled back into the stands. It's going to remain 0-2. The 0-2. Inside, ball 1. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That's grounded back over the short. On to second for 1. Over to first. And they got him. Double play. 6-4-3. Double play. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go bottom 6th here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And it is a 9-2 ball game in favor of Rockford. We're going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Right. Bottom 6th here in Fort Wayne. Rockford have got a 9-2 lead. Due up first is first baseman Wes Fisler. He's 0 for 2 so far today. Here's the first pitch to him. And check swing, but it's in there for a called strike. Anyway, it's 0-1. Heindo, welcome in, man. How was the end of your stream, my guy? I'm sorry about yesterday, dude. I'm going to take care of it on Saturday, though. Quiet, dude, yeah. Paperwork, gotcha. Right. How'd that trial go, by the way? You had a trial earlier this week, right? Or you had told me that it could have started like Tuesday, Wednesday this week, right? And how'd that go? Or is it going to start this weekend now? Postponed. Fuck you, of course. Right. 0-1 to count. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt practically. It's 1-1. How'd the motion go? Because I know you said the judge hadn't ruled on it yet last time when you put that motion in. We're set for Sunday. Gotcha. Right. Here's the 1-1. That's grounded over to second. On to first. That's in time for the first out. And that's Wes Fisler retired. Not even been ruled on yet. What the hell? What the hell? Right. That brings up Fergie Malone. He has popped up to third base twice. Nice. Here's the first pitch to Malone. He's popped this one up, this time to shortstop. That's there. He makes the catch. And Malone's retired. But it's going to pass on fourth and fifth breaches. Nice. I got another one first. Wait, hold on. Is that 3 murders? First, wait. Hold on. Is that 3 first-degree murder charges, or is that you have another trial first? Three counts of first-degree murder, 3 attempted murder, law enforcement, and 3 possession of firearms-related. Woeful. And you're taking that case? Does it look open and shut for the? You know what I mean? So, is there any case that you look at and you just say, "Listen, I can't help you. You're screwed." You know what I mean? It's not. That's true. We need to get the victory song going for you. Like, I love that. I love that song you got, by the way. My home net is working well. Nice. Congratulations, Latte. Hell yeah. That's awesome to hear. Welcome in. Thanks. Yeah, that's great, man. What won the Fireman or wait, what? All I do is win. I think it's all I do is win. Or it might be the Farming Aura. The one that you played the one time I was there for the not guilty case, and you played it and like lit the cigar. I don't know which one that is. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember which one it is now either. But you lit a cigar to it, and I was there for it. It was only like a month ago, maybe. It was the case. It was the case where there was the kidnapping, but the police couldn't find the weapon, so you got them all off on not guilty charges. Got a couple fresh. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah. Right. Dave Birdsall settles in. He's 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Birdsall. And he has popped this up at the second fielder, or second baseman, sorry. Second baseman's there. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go top 7th. Rockford still have a 9-2 lead. You got to lean into the character. That's true. Also got to eviscerate the owner on the stand of this trial. Really? The owner of the server? Oh, my God. Right, we finally had somebody come by that we can sponsor an inning. Hindo is the best damn public defender in California in 1985. Here he is playing GTA 5 RP. Oh my God. Officer perjured himself? Oh my God. Oh my God. Now I'm like, see, this is the thing. I'm not an RP guy, but like that clip had me hooked. I was on every second, right? Every second I was listening to that. I'm like, what? Shit hit the fan. You can't upload an image to a file document. Oh boy. So that means the officer the whole thing's got to be thrown out after that, right? I mean, I'll tell you what. If anything, that's grounds for a mistrial, right? So, wow. But that. If you want to see wild shit, yep, thrown out and you got 20 months of jail. Oh my God. If you want to see crazy stuff, 20 minutes, right? 20 months, because a month is a minute in the safe. If you want to see crazy stuff, his RPing, Hindo's RPing is fantastic, and it's so gripping as well. It is pure cinema what Hindo does on that server, and just the court stuff in general, but really cinema, man. Go give him a follow. What a streamer. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, man. Like I said, I was never into RP, but when I see you play it as Gordon Gramsci, like, and Robin Banks, but all, you know, it's gripping stuff, man. Really. It means the world coming from a content creator like yourself, man. Really? I mean, I appreciate that. I'm nobody big though. Don't, you know. It just, yeah, man. It's really good what you do there. It's fantastic. Forever thankful for the people I've met on this journey. Honestly, same. It's been a wild 2 years, man. A wild 2 years. Right. By the way, Hindo, real quick, my guy, since you're here, before you go, you have a subscription to me, right? If your subscription expires, if your subscription is set to renew in February, my recommendation is that you go up and cancel it and let it run out and save yourself the $6 or £6, because between the 31st of January and the 28th of February, I'm not going to be live because I'm going to be out of the country. So save yourself the £6. If it's set to renew in February, just cancel it, let it run out. And then if you always want to come back and support once I get back, by all means, you know what I mean? But don't get charged for something. Don't get charged for content that's not going to be here. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way I look at it. So that's just an FYI. If I was taking a week, I want to support you, and I appreciate that. And I'm not going to say no, but I'm just going to say, like, I want to be fair. You know what I mean, Heindo? I'm just trying to be fair to people. Like, if I was going a week, I wouldn't. It would be if I was going a week, I wouldn't. I wouldn't think twice of it. But it's the fact that I'm literally not going to be streaming for 27 days out of a 28-day month. Like, that is practically the whole month. Objection, IRL streams? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I don't have any tools with which to do IRL streaming. And I don't really... the Twitch mobile app by itself is abysmal. And I don't even know if T-Mobile's going to have the power to let me stream internationally. Right. This is true, yeah. We got a pitching change. I'm sorry. I just noticed we have a pitching change. So Zetlin goes 6 innings. 6 innings pitch. That brings up Ned Connor for the Fort Wayne Kekiongas. It's bottom 7th. It's top 7th. Rockford have a 9-2 lead. Lip Pike leads things off. He is 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run. Here's the first pitch to him. And that's taken for a called strike. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is lined right at the third baseman. He didn't even barely have to move. And that is the first out of the inning. Doug Allison's going to settle in. He is 1 for 3. Here's the first pitch. How's Robin Banks doing, by the way? That's below the knees, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. I'm 30. I just started streaming last year, and I get paid every month. And not a small amount to play video games with people. Do you know how absurd that sounds to me? That an average of 9 people should come home and let me chat utter shit and actually do. Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. I'm the same way. Like, I streamed Counter-Strike for 4.5 years, Heindo. And I was averaging 2 to 3 Twitch payouts a year. Like, but he's joining Internal Affairs. Nice. And, you know, I left Counter-Strike and I come into FM, complete unknown to a lot of people, you know. And, like, it's the same thing. Like, I'm 30. I'm getting paid every month by Twitch. Like, that's crazy to me. And the money's not even the thing about it. Like I said, I don't know how many subs I have. I don't know how many followers I have. I don't know how many viewers I have right now. I don't look at that stuff. I really don't. All I do is every first of the month, I look at the previous month just to see, is Twitch going to pay me this month? Just for my own records. Like, that's all. And, yeah, I go back to not looking at it. And it's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me. So I would love, my goal towards 2026 is to push maybe towards partner a little bit more. I don't think I'll get partner, but I'd like to continue to grow. And, you know, if things go well enough in 2 to 3 years, I would like to maybe be good enough to do this full time. I would actually consider it. But yeah, it's just awesome to the people that I meet, you know, Block, Kadava, Latte, you know, there's some really, really cool people that swing by here all the time. And that is fantastic. I freaking love that. I love seeing Stewart every night, Skull, Block, you know, like that is awesome. It's awesome that these people come around. Pix, Gomp, things like that. The connections are really the what make it so much fun. The money isn't a big deal. I do it to keep my mind active and not let depression creep back in when I'm homeless. When I was homeless, 500 followers in my first year actually made me cry. And I'm not even joking. I sat there with tears when I hit 500 followers. Oh, my God. Bless you, dude. Bless you. Yeah, man. So, I get it. I get it on the keep the mind active part too, because I was really like that when I moved out here, because I used to live in Philly, and then when I was 24 and I got dumped and I was living out here for the first year, and it was like I knew nobody. I didn't have a job. I was struggling to find a job. Um, I had mountains of school debt. Like it was, and like I didn't have a car. I didn't even have a license to drive. Like it, you just sit in here day after day after day, unable to go anywhere or do anything, and like, you know, it really, really, really takes a toll on the mind. Back when I started, I had my gaming chair, my Xbox, and TV, and that was it. In a temporary accommodation after being a homeless unit with, oh no, we've come a long. You have come a long way, further than me, man. God bless you, dude. Let's hey man, there's no hoping. I keep telling people this, man. There's no hoping 2026 is going to be a great year, Heindo. We're going to fucking make it a baller year, dude. Get ready. I hope you're ready. I'm ready to have a fuck ton of fun in 2026. I progression, not perfection. That is absolutely fucking right, man. But I'm ready to have a baller 2026. I hope you are as well, man. It's gonna be a great year. So we're gonna make it so. Here's the first pitch to Doug Allison, and that is lined into right at the right fielder. By the way, that is going to be the second out of the inning. So, first year I signed off on Facebook as a positive since what? Yeah. Nice. Yeah, 2025 was a good year. So. 2026 is going to be even better. Get ready. Here's we have a change. We have a change. Joe Start is out. What inning is this? The 7th? I make a New Year's post every year with a recap of the year, just to look back on it and see where I came from. That's nice, man. That's nice to do. I kind of do the same thing, but I don't get upset anymore if I don't achieve something. I told him that was the big thing I had to get over. So now what I do is I make goals, and then I look at what I achieved. And the things I don't achieve, I said, well, I made progress towards them, right? Like, is there progress towards them? So... And then I said, yeah, you know what I mean? There is quite significant progress towards these. Well, that's great. Let's continue, you know? And then the ones I achieve, I celebrate. I'm like, oh, I set a goal to do this in 2025, and we did it. You know what I mean? Like, that's great. 2025, a minute ago, I thought I'd married. That didn't work out. I realized I'm happier on my own. I realized I got what I need, my daughter, my health, my community, in that order. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Al Barker is the pinch hitter. He subs in for Joe Start, the first baseman. Here's the first pitch from Ned Connor. And it's below the knees, 1-0. No, you're absolutely right, man. So, it's nice to see that progress as well. That's why I do the same thing. I have a channel, I know, in my Discord that only I can see. My moderators can't even see it. And I put my goals in there, and I put things that I want to do to measure the progress or make the progress towards those goals in there. And I go back once a week and I look at them, and I'm like, right, I told myself I was going to do this. What did I do this week to try and move towards that? What am I going to do next week or this upcoming week to try and move towards them? You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I do. I made that in my I made that channel in my Discord for me so that I can put notes down and be like, yo, here we go. So, goals are subjective. We as a species put abhorrent pressure on ourselves based on our other people's perceptions of success. Absolutely. Psychology of Money has that same thought in it. Very good read, by the way. Every day the demon don't The demons don't win is a success. We're out here and we're trying. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's I think it's more the acceptance that not every day you're going to do well. You know what I mean? Like that's fine. That's part of the journey. You just have to be able to recognize it and say, you know what, this was just a day I didn't do well. But tomorrow's a new opportunity to do well. So okay, you know what I mean? Like let's look towards tomorrow then. And let's do it tomorrow. My goal for 2026, be happy. Let's fucking go, man. Right. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate away, 2-0. As soon as you accept that and you realize you need to take lessons, things get easier. Absolutely. Sometimes, though, it's not even a lesson. Sometimes things just literally, like the way the cookie crumbles and it just doesn't go your way. And you have to accept, you have to learn to accept that too, as bitter as it can be. You know what I mean? There are lessons in everything, absolutely. But sometimes you do your best and it's not good enough. And you're just like, you just have to accept the fact that you weren't good enough. And then, you know what I mean? Or you did not weren't good enough. That's a wrong way of putting it, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you try your best and it doesn't work out. And you just accept the fact that you tried your best. There's nothing more you can give to this. It's not going to work out the way you want it. It's time to close the chapter on it. You know what I mean? Like at the same time. I think that's what I'm trying to say. You're used to that as a West Ham fan to be like, fuck's sake. I've already accepted relegation. There you go. Like sometimes you try your best as a fan, but the club goes down anyway, and you just have to accept that and move on. Here's the 2-0, by the way. That's a check swing. They're going to ask third base. He didn't go, and it's 3-0. Right. I worded it wrong. I worded it wrong. I didn't mean like it's not good. Like I'm saying, I just worded it wrong. I meant sometimes you try your best to achieve something, and it doesn't work out, and you don't get it, and you're not going to be able to acquire it. And you guys just go, okay, you know what? That's fine. We're gonna move on. So. This is how you should look at it. Yeah. You need to make it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The 3-0. That's a called strike. It's 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's grounded back up the short. The throw was over to first. That's in time. And the side is retired, except Gordon Gransby. He wakes up every morning and pisses excellent. Nice. Right. We are at the 7th inning stretch. So, as always, it's time for a time-honored tradition. It's time for Harrison Schenkler, and it's time for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Enjoy. We will be back in 2 with the bottom of the 7th. You heard the man. We're gonna play ball. If I'm doing something IRL I feel uncomfortable with, I try and adapt my character personalities into myself. And I'm in a room with I'm in a room with strangers. They don't know who I am. I believe Gordon's personality traits, and it makes me feel a bit better and keeps my mind and anxiety away. Nice. Just pretend to have his confidence in himself. RP has been great for me. I fucking love that dude. Such a corny tradition, but fuck me, it makes you smile. You know what? It does. It's. I think that's the great thing about baseball in the U.S. It's like it is. I was talking to my dad about this the other day. First off, there's two topics here I want to address. The first one, and then the second one. So let's talk about the RP. I fucking love that for you, by the way. That's fantastic. Um, I tried to do the same thing. Like, I tried to radiate the way I tried to match my IRL persona to what you see on stream. And I don't say I try to match it as in like I've made an effort. Like, I've made it always a point to try and be the same person I am in front of this camera that I am in front of your face, right? I've made that such an important point. And I think if you talk to a lot of the guys that used to work at Nerd Street that knew me, they would agree with that. They would say I am, but I try to be that because I think that it helps me with the confidence to talk to people I don't know and make the establish relationships that way. You know what I mean? And I love that as a person. I've always loved that as a person. So is to just treat people really, really, really kindly. You know what I mean? And try to be helpful to them. So, and in return, you'll go very far. I think you know what I mean. So that's what I try to be. Um, so when you say that RP has helped you in that sense, in terms of being able to be confident in a room or be a little bit more confident in a room full of people, I understand where you're coming from, and I think that's fantastic for you. I fucking love that actually. I done it in a family party with Amy. My recent ex was nervous, so I tried to get into Gordon Ramsay mindset. Stiff handshake, high head, chest out, make sure the watch is visible, exude confidence, think positive, slow, low, articulated speech, make them listen, command the room. Absolutely, dude. I did. That's fantastic, my man. The second point that you made about baseball and the corny traditions, I think that's the neat thing about it, is that the game, and I was talking to my dad the other day about it, the game has been so well preserved in the U.S. Like, there is a photo if you Google World Series, and you look at a photo. There should be a photo on there of the 1906 World Series when the Cubs played the White Sox, right? And there's a photo, and the place that they played at, which I don't think was Wrigley Field back then. I don't think Wrigley Field was built, but it looks the same. There's a wall of advertising boards on the right-hand side. Then there's a wall in center and left. The diamond looks exactly the same. It's crazy. Like, you could transport that into today, and it would look exactly like a regular baseball field they played on today. And I'm like, that's what I love about it, right? Is that the game is so old, but even back then there were bleachers and stands and fans at the games, and the field looks the same, and it's been so well preserved, the game of baseball. And I think that it's awesome because we get to have those quirky traditions. You know what I mean? The game of football is practically the same way over there, you know? And I think it's fantastic. I love it. I love everything about it, actually. So, right. We're gonna go here to the bottom of the seventh. Ned Connor. I haven't written him into the thing yet, so hold on. Subbed seventh. Ned Connor. Pitcher. Seventh. 4-10. He's due up. It'll be his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Ned Connor. That's grounded right over to short. The throw is on to first. And, whoa, no. It is a bad throw. It is an E6. And not only is it an E6, but Connor can go to second. The throw is that poor. Shortstop George Wright gets credited with the error. His first, Rockford's third. And they got a leadoff runner on second here. Nobody out. That's going to bring up a pinch hitter here. Dickie Flowers has been... I don't know why you would substitute Dickie Flowers off. He is 2 for 3 today. But they have decided to do that. And it is Ralph Ham who comes in for Dickie Flowers. This is just the third at-bat for Ham this season. He's yet to get a hit. Here's the first pitch, and he has ripped that into deep right. That is just shy of the track, but the fielder is there, and he makes the catch. Very good ride from Ham, but it's an out either way. And the runner does not move. It's one away. That's going to bring up center fielder Count Sensendorfer. He is 1 for 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's high, ball 1. Runner looked like he was ready to steal. They might have tried a hit and run there. Here's the 1-0, and that's outside 2-0. Check my DMs for preservation. Here we go. What is that? Rangers SC. Is that the same stadium? Oh my God! Look at the bowl shape. Look at the bowl shape on the one on the left. That's Ibrox. Wow. Same front door. Yeah. That's like you know where the Red Sox play, right? Oh my God! What's the name of that stadium? Why am I having a senior moment? Fenway Park in Boston. That was built in 1910. That stadium's 116 years old. When they sold the franchise to Fenway Sports Group, Fenway. When they sold the franchise to Fenway Sports Group, right, the Red Sox, they only sold it to the Red Sox, to that sports group, because they were the only buyer that was willing to keep them in Fenway. The old owner and the fans wanted to stay in Fenway. They said, renovate it. Don't give us a new stadium. It's too legendary. Renovate it. And Fenway Sports Group came in and said, we'll keep the Red Sox in Fenway. And it was a conglomerate. That's why they're called Fenway Sports Group. And that's who bought the Red Sox years and years and years and years and years and years ago. I'd love to take you to Ibrox. Yeah, I don't know, man. Where real football where's real football? Yeah. Witness real football passion? Yeah. I feel like West Ham has lost a little bit of that. You know, there's still people. Here's the 2-0. That's going to be fouled. It's 2-1. I feel like the London Stadium's taken a little bit of that away. I do like the London Stadium. But and the Loving Cup ceremony, oh boy. Because I feel like to be a West Ham fan, you have to have some passion. You know what I mean? The club comes from a very devoted part of London, and where it was all iron workers, right? And they go through so much as a club that the fans that stick there or are there for decades. You know, West Ham fans. It's not like Man City where these fans come and go, or you get foreign fans that don't roll in with the club's success, and they don't stay to be, you know what I mean, fans when the club loses success. But right here is the 2-1. That is going to be a base hit into right. Good stop, good dive, good stop. But it is a base hit. And Connor's going to go to third. And Count Sensendorfer's got a single. Runners on the corners with one out. It's a 100-euro summer, first home match of the year where they pour a whiskey into a glass and toast the Monarch. Used to be a friendly against Stoke at that time, too. Wow. That's so. The Monarch is in, like, not the King of England, right? The King of Scotland, right? Or Queen of Scotland. That's going to. Oh, we have another pinch hitter. Wally Goldsmith. Not been as kind of smart as it. Okay. That sucks. Who wants to toast the King of England? I mean, the ceremony's cool. Don't get me wrong. That's a very, very cool ceremony to have as a club. Wally Goldsmith will settle in. This is just his second at-bat of the year. Here's the first pitch. That is ripped into left, but it's going to be it's going to hang up there. It's playable, and it's a very quick throw in that does not allow the runner to move. Not hit deeply enough. Aristocrat sold the crown to pay debts. Ah. Gotcha. That'll bring up left fielder Steve King. He's 0 for 3 so far today. Sorry, 1603. Oh, wow. Wow. Here's the first pitch to King. And he's popped this up in foul territory. Third baseman's coming over. He makes the catch. And the side is retired. No runs on one hit, and they left 2 on base. We go top 8th here in Rockford. It's a 9-2 game. Bedtime, brother. I get it, Heindo. Thank you for swinging by, my man. I got all the love in the world for you, brother. Have a great night's sleep. Have a great freaking day tomorrow, too, bro. I'll talk to you soon. A lot of love. Absolutely, bro. All right. Top 8th. It's George Bird settling in, the center fielder. He is 0 for 3. I think the... Oh, no, okay. I'm on the last lead stick. I don't know what you call them. Filling? Lead filling? No, it's not lead. They took lead out of the pencils decades ago. But I'm on the last, like, filling in this pencil. And we don't have fillings, so I just got another pencil. So whenever this goes, it's going in the trash. Got us through the first half of the season, though, pretty well. Or almost all the way through the first half of the season. Right. Mainly because we have like a pack of 16 of them, and that costs us like $2, $2 or $3. So it's like, why even buy the fillings? Because you don't get the eraser, right? The eraser gets scuffed up. Right. Ned Connor's on the mound. Here's the first pitch. That's fouled to the backstop. It's going to be 0-1. Here is the 0-1 pitch. That's way inside. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's grounded over towards the shortstop. On to first. That's in time. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Give me 1 second. Right. Come on. The piece of lead, I thought I threw it out. It was rolled on my score sheet there. Right. It's not lead, but you know what I mean, the filling. Right, that's going to bring up George Wright, the shortstop. He is 1 for 3. Nobody on, 1 out. Here's the first pitch. Up the Benners. What's up? What's up, Bobby? Welcome in. No, that's not a called strike. I beg your pardon. That's inside ball 1. Welcome in, Bobby. I know, man. What you doing up, bro? Did you sleep at all? Did you sleep at all? Got no work tomorrow due to snowstorm. Nice. Where are you based out of again, Bobby? I can't remember. Is it? I sleep during the day. Yeah, really? I can't remember. Right. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is below the knees, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. That is inside ball 3. 3-0 pitch incoming here to George. He's probably taking this right down to shoot. Unless it's outside, it's going to be low. Ball 4. And George Wright is aboard with a 4-pitch walk. It is 1 on, nobody out. Or, sorry, 1 on, 1 out. Dick McBride on the is in the batter's box. Here is the first pitch. That's outside ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's grounded to the backstop. It'll be 1-1. McBride 2 for 3 today. He's got an RBI. He's got a runner first. No speed. Well, no, I say that. He actually does have speed at first. I'm surprised he hasn't stolen already. Especially once that first ball came in. You know, that count. You go ahead in the count and it takes second. It's not like they need the runs, though. They're up by 7. Here's the 1-1. That is popped up right in front of home plate. The catcher is over there. He makes the grab, and that is the second out of the inning. Runner doesn't advance. That's going to bring up Cap Anson, third baseman. He is 2 for 4 today, both singles. Runner on first still. 2 outs. And Anson ready to settle in. First pitch to Anson, and he's going to take that off the plate away. That's 1-0. Cuthbert. What am I saying? Cuthbert. Connor. Ready with the 1-0 pitch, and that's inside ball 2. 2-0 to count. Anson ahead in it. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's a called strike right down Broad Street, and it's going to be 2-1. Right. 2-1 pitch. Here we go. That is lined into right. Is that going to stay fair? No, it hooks foul, and we'll do it again at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Grounded foul. We stay alive here, or at least Anson does. It's going to remain 2-2. Here is the 2-2. That's grounded to the backstop again, and we go again at 2-2. 2-2. That's low, ball 3, and Anson has worked the count full. It's 3-2. How you doing, by the way, Bob? Aside from not sleeping, Bobby, how are you doing? Here's the full count pitch, and that is ripped right at the shortstop. He's got it for the final out of the inning, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, one man left on base. We go bottom 8th, and it is 9-2 for Rockford. Due up first for the Fort Wayne Kekiongas will be Harry Schaefer. And that's what I thought. I say Harry Schaefer, and immediately they go with a pinch hitter. So let me write this down. This is going to be Charlie Smith. This is the 8th inning for 5. And Schaefer is subbed out in the 8th. Right. So Schaefer finishes 1 for 3. Let's go to the first pitch from Dick McBride. I usually take a commercial break. I'm not going to. Here we go. First pitch. That is right down the chute for a called strike. Unless, do I have, where are we at with pre-rolls? I got 12 minutes on pre-rolls. Okay. Well, I'll probably take the commercial break at the bottom of the inning then. And then we'll roll through the 9th, and then we'll get out of here. Right. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Oh,
I owe
Commish
to no entity. I intend to live by my own code now.
First off, welcome in, Commish. How was the stream? Welcome in, everybody. Wow. Okay. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. Yeah, absolutely. I have a question, Commish. And I'm sorry if you don't want to answer it, because I know, like, you might want somebody to watch the VOD, but how did the game finish? Oh, my God, Lowry. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the follow. How'd the game, because I saw the Rangers went up, what, 8-4, was it? In the top of the 10th, I think it was. So how did the game end? A lot come in. Lowry, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the follow, Franchise Time Machine. It ended 8-4. Okay. I was keeping tabs on it because I know the World Series started today. So I was like, oh, shit, Commission's got his World Series. So Cards got the bases loaded with 2 outs, but Bill McClure got the K. Oh, my God. What an ending, dude. What an ending. We had a crazy one a few weeks back like that. We had a game that Philadelphia were down. What was it? Philadelphia were down 10 to, I think it was 4, right? And then, yeah, they were down 10-4. They scored 11 in the bottom of the 7th, including an inside the park grand slam. They go up 15-10. They turn around and they gifted 4 runs back in the top of the 8th, and it was like 15-14. I'm like, this game's just wild. So, yes. So, welcome in. So, the save is, I am actually managing Rockford, but I don't do any of the game. I don't, you know how, like, you can choose, like, when you're at bat, pitch around, or not, you know, hit for bat, or I'm sorry, swing, bat for a hit, bat for, like, contact, bat for, like, power, you know, all that stuff. I actually don't do that. I take the mic, I commentate the game, but I am the Rockford manager. We are in the 24th of June in 1871. Rockford are 8-10. They're in the National League. They are 3 games back right now. They're really starting to come on after a really poor start. Fort Wayne is 6-6. They are 2 games back in the National League. So this is a massive game because it's only a 32-game season in 1871. It's the very first season you can start. So we went all the way. I mean, all the way back. So thank you, by the way, for the follows, Eddie the Jet and Franchise Time Machine. I appreciate it. We are Eddie the Jet. I write it down so I can do a roll call at the end of the stream. Franchise Time Machine, right? Franchise Time Machine. So also, if you see me looking down, in the middle of the game. Not only we drafted, and the players have random development paths. So we don't know if the players are going to be good enough, or like the same players are going to be Hall of Famers. Welcome in, Cully, by the way. And yes, the beard is gone, Cully. Great to see you. How you doing, Cully? Nice, yeah. Not only that, um, if you see me looking down, I have a scorebook here, and I have every game that we have done scored so far. So going all the way back to like April, I got scores in there. So we got it all going on right now. Um, it was a big fourth inning for Rockford. They batted around the order. They had a 2-run home run from Blip Pike. It was his 6th of the season, and we've really not had anything since. I mean, uh, after the fourth inning, Rockford went 3 up, 3 down for 3 consecutive innings, but uh, Fort Wayne have had, I'm looking at it, they've had 4 base runners since the fourth inning. That's it. So we're in the bottom of the 8th, and Charlie Smith is about to pinch hit. He's come in for Harry Schaefer, who's going to finish 1 for 3. And here is the first pitch to, the 0-1 pitch. That swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. So that's where we're at. By all means, if you guys have any questions, you got a solid team. I think I do, yeah. But we started 2-6, so we're in recovery mode with this season right now. I'm not gonna lie, it's like a hope and a prayer that we kept, because Chicago was like, Fort Wayne has been 6-6, but I got to go check on the better 3-4. I absolutely. Kamish, you go, you do what you got to do. I appreciate the raid, brother. Awesome stream tonight, and I'll talk to you soon, man. Take care of yourself. We, by the way, for those of you that are new, because this is the first time being here, we play all sorts of games on here. We play out of the park baseball. We play. Next game is. You know what? The crazy thing, I'm going to be out of town Saturday. Oh. I'm hanging out. I'm hanging out with my other 3/4 on Saturday. So yeah, I'm out of town. I'll try to catch what I can. Maybe put you on in the car ride down. But yeah, I'll see what I can catch. But yeah, wise decision. Yeah. What do you call it? Yeah. For those that are here, there's the first time here. We play all sorts of games. Football Manager. Out of the park baseball, Pong Ya, which if you guys ever had a Wii, it was called Super Swing Golf on the Wii, but it was originally released as a game for the PC called Pong Ya. It's like an anime-styled golf game. Action Timing In. I played Rise of Nations on Monday, an old real-time strategy game. We played Dead or Alive. We play the F1 Racing Series as well on here, so we do a little bit of everything here. We're not a single game streamer, but I'm really falling in love with Out of the Park, and I want to get this saved to the World Series. I'm kind of itching to get there. As long as I wear the stuff she makes, my 3/4 lets me do the silly stuff. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. Right. No balls, 2 strikes to Charlie Smith. Here's the 0-2. Outside ball 1. Here's the 1-2. Oh, that's a chop foul. It's gonna be 1-2 still. The 1-2 pitch. That is flied out into left, high up there. Left fielder's there. He makes the catch. And that is going to be the first out of the inning. Smith is retired on an F7. That's going to bring up, I don't even know anymore because they've made so many substitutions, says Fort Wayne. That's going to bring up first baseman Wes Fizzler. Fizzler is 0 for 3 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Wes Fizzler. That is a called strike on the inside part of the plate. It is 0-1. Uh, for those that want to know what the standings are like, Boston leads the American League. They are 10-2. They are running away with it over there. I think Philly is the second best team, and they're like 8-6. And then in the National League, Chicago, it's been really close. The lead has been all over the place, but Chicago has finally started to get a little bit of comfort. I think Chicago's either 7-3 now or 7-4, something like that. So that's where they're at. All right, here's the 0-1. That's below the knees. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Off the plate away. It's 2-1. I don't know what happened to the ambient sounds. Here's the 2-1. That's low. 3-1 now. It's a hitter's count to Wes Fizzler. The 3-1 pitch. Grounded over to second. The diving stop, and it's a very poor throw. And Fizzler's on via an E4. I'm sorry. Yeah, E4. Second baseman Ross Barnes gets credited with the error. It's his first. It's the fourth of the game for Rockford. Benny, it's late for me. See you tomorrow, dude. Cully, have a great one. I'm glad you're doing okay, man. Have a fantastic night. Have a great day tomorrow. And I'll talk to you soon, man. Take care. Thank you for the follow, Duncan. Lurk, control, base, delete. Thank you for the lurk, bro. I appreciate you, Will. And C. Duncan. Thank you for the follow, my man. Cool. I'm going to shout out. Oh, let me shout out Kamish, by the way. How dare I? I'm rude. Okay. If you guys weren't from the raid, by the way, and you like the out of the park baseball, there's nobody better than the Kamish, man. He's got a whole virtual league with community players created in that league and real life players from his community, or real, people from his community managing the teams. And they're in the middle of their 2032, I think it's 2032 World Series. So what they do over there is just mind-blowingly incredible, really. Give them a follow if you haven't already. If you like the baseball, the Kamish, man. The Kamish is absolutely phenomenal human being. So I can't speak highly of him. But yeah, big shout out to him. Fergie Malone settles in. The catcher is 0 for 3. I've been there 9 seasons, and it's always amazing. It's just the level. Like, Lowry, I was saying this to Kamish when I created the player. Like, I don't even understand the tip of the iceberg, let alone the whole iceberg, like what goes on in that save. But it's like the fact that it's just that save is just a unit, man. It's incredible. It's incredible, all the moving parts. I mean, it's a well-oiled machine, but like it is just nose of the league down to the rookie league level. That's insane. Yeah, that's insane. I mean, it's such a well-oiled machine, and there's so many moving parts in it. It's incredible. It's pure art. It's pure art on Twitch, man. That is the first pitch to Malone. Another diving stop. The throw is over to first. That's in time. And Malone is retired on a 6-3. That's the second out of the inning. Runner does go to second, so Fizzler's in scoring position, but there's 2 outs, and this is Dave Birdsall at the plate. He is 0 for 3 today. And here's the first pitch. He is going to pop this one up in the infield. Second baseman's coming in. He's going to make the catch, and the side is retired. No runs on no hits, and they leave 1 aboard. We go to the top of the 9th here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's a 9-2 Rockford ball game. I am going to run 90. Well, it'll probably have to be 90. I know the ad break there is an hour away, but the pre-rolls are now on. So I would like to run a 90-minute ad break to scratch the pre-rolls for anybody that's going to come in for the 9th. We are going to be back in a minute and a half with more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ollie, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you, bro. Right. Thank you very much, everybody. You guys have been so kind. Really, you guys are. OOTP's insane, man. This community's nuts. In a good way as well, by the way. Right. It's Ned Connor on the mound. We're in the ninth inning. If you guys are new here as well, whenever I do these saves, I try to run at least 90 seconds of ads in the half inning. I skipped the eighth because I thought I had enough. I thought I built the buffer up, and then when I alt-tabbed back into my stream manager, I was like, oh, wait, the pre-roll timer is gone. So that's why I was like, once we get to the end of the inning, I wanted to run them to get rid of them. But, yeah, usually it's 90 seconds in the half inning, just to keep the adverts at bay, so anybody coming in during the actual action doesn't miss anything. Right. We got ourselves a 9-2 ball game. Rockford are back up to the plate. It'll be George Hall, sorry, who settles in. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI. It is still Connor on the mound. Here's the first pitch, to George Hall. He takes that outside. It's ball one. The 1-0 pitch. That's below the knees. It's 2-0. And by the way, if you guys support an MLB team, let me know who you support. Here's the 2-0. He swung on and missed. That's 0-1. I'll tell you what, you might actually be able to find out who I support if somebody throws one right down the chute. That's a base hit into right. That's going all the way back to the wall. And that could be, is that a double? That is a double. He's in there safely. And Hall has got a leadoff double to start the ninth. Right, that brings up Lip Pike. I'm sorry, no, that brings up Ross Barnes, the second baseman. He is 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Here's the first pitch. He's going to take that off the plate away. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. That is grounded foul. 1-1. I'm a Phillies fan. So here's the 1-1, and he's plunked him. And that is the second hit batter of the game for Rockford. George Hall got plunked in the first. But this time, 8 innings later, it's Ross Barnes that gets beaned. And it's first and second, nobody out. Now it's up for Lip Pike. Lip Pike is 1 for 4 with a 2-run home run. First pitch to Pike, and that's taken way off the plate away. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. That is a called strike on the inside half of the plate. It's 1-1. If you guys want to know, the other thing I meant to forget to introduce when I was saying we play other games, I am actually an esports commentator. I commentated Counter-Strike for 4.5 years, which is where the mic came from. I retired from CS, but now I do Unreal Tournament. That's about the only actual thing I commentate. Clean shaven Benny, what's up, Scheme? What's up? Let me give Control Base Delete a shout out because he deserves it. He's a cool dude, and then I'll grab you, Scheme. Chilling, playing with some skate. How are you tonight? Great, man. I'm doing good, man. I had a great night's sleep last night. I will say that. Right. If you guys like Football Manager, Control Base Delete is one of the coolest Football Manager streamers out there. Real chill guy. Brit living in the States. Awesome to talk to. We were reminiscing about football and baseball on a stream a few nights ago. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Control Base Delete. Right, 1-1 count. Here is the first pitch, or I'm sorry, here's the 1-1 pitch to Lip Pike, and he's going to take that inside, 2-1. Skate's a fun game. I told Scheme, if you're still here, I told Pix that I want to run it back when I get back from Italy. So, here's the 2-1. That is off the plate away, 3-1. I mean inside, not away. It's inside, 3-1. It's a hitter's count to Lip Pike. Here's the pitch, and he takes that inside, ball 4. And now the bases are loaded, and there is nobody out. Doug Allison will settle in. Allison is 1 for 4 today. And here's the first pitch to Allison. And he swung on and missed. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Doug Allison. That is lined right at the shortstop. He's got it for the first out. That's going to bring up Al Barker. Barker is 0 for 1, having grounded out his first at bat. Oh, no, it's not going to bring up Al Barker. We're going to have another sub. We're gonna have a sub to the sub. That's gonna bring up Tom Pratt. His first at bat. Pratt is 2 for 8 on the season. Here's the first pitch from Ned Connor. Inside ball 1. That gets way past the catcher. That might be a wild pitch. It is. He's safe at home, is George Hall. And they have made this a 10-2 ball game. Going to third is Barnes. Pike takes up second, and it's 10-2 Rockford. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that is going to drop in front. That's not going to be passed, but thankfully they smother that. Here's the 2-0. Check swing, but it's in there for a called strike anyway, and it's 2-1. How was you're playing through this game? Is it called High on Life? How was that game, Scheme? I've seen you've been playing it on stream the last few days. Here's the 2-1 to Tom Pratt. That is lined right at the shortstop again. He's got it for the second out. Dude, it's hilarious. It looks hilarious. That's going to bring up George Burt. Have you beaten it yet? Vulgar as hell. Yeah. Have you gotten through it yet, or are you still playing through it? It's really short, though. Beat it in like 7. Oh, really? Wow. That is very short. That's about like the same as like the COD, if you can remember the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare campaign way back in the day. That was like a 6-8 hour campaign for me, too. Brilliant campaign, though. Right, George Bird settles in. He is 0 for 4 today. Here's the first pitch to Bird. That is off the plate, away, 1-0. Sorry, inside 1-0, and it gets by the catcher. It's a pass ball to throw home. Barnes is safe. Going to third is Pike, and they haven't even had to bat the runs home. A pass ball and a wild pitch has caused both the runner from second and third to come home. Aldi, what's good, man? Pat, oh man, everybody coming out now. Pat Witz, Aldi, great to see you guys. Welcome in. Aldi, thank you for the 10 stream watch streak, bro. That's crazy, my man. I feel bad because I don't know where Stuart is. And I know he really liked his streak. So I hope tonight's stream doesn't break it for him. Right. He might be off lurking while he's doing Moogle Cup practice or getting ready for RPG Limit Break or something like that. How you doing, Aldi? How you doing, Patwitz? Good morning to you, Patwitz. Let me give Scheme a shout out while I get a chance. Oh my God! Shoved one of my bosses, my guns up the final boss's leaky bottle. Oh my God! That's just wild. That's just pure wild. Right, Supermarket Together, Skate. Here they are playing Battlefield, Football Manager, a whole host of games. Red Dead Redemption, Age of Empires, Scheme. Give him a value. A real cool guy out of Chicago. He's a White Sox fan. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Just woke, grinded off stream with friends of some competitive Apex. Let's go. Love to hear that. Right. Doing great, man. Thank you. Great 4-hour stream. Seriously. Thank you. Yeah. You had that earlier. Yeah, I was lurking in most of it because I was so busy in work. This is going to get by the catcher, this 1-0. This is going to be a wild pitch, and they haven't had to bat a single runner in. That's crazy. It's 12-2. They get the bases loaded, and 2 wild pitches and a pass ball brings them all home. Now the bases are empty for George Bird. Here's the 2-0. And he's going to take that right down Broad Street for a strike. It's 2-1. I didn't catch up. Maybe next time? Yeah. How's the save going, Aldi? Here's the 2-1. That's lined back into the seats. It's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. That is in the dirt. 3-2. The payoff pitch. Inside and low. Ball 4. And George Bird has walked. They're going to keep Connor on the mound. I think he's too tired. I think you got to get somebody to get this final out and just get out of this game. I mean, I don't see a way they win it. Here's the first pitch to George Wright. That's grounded over to third. It's a bad throw. It's a bad throw. So it's an E5 for George Wright to get on first. Bird successfully goes to second. It is the third baseman who gets credit for it. I don't even know who's at third base right now. That is Charlie Smith, who will get credited with the error. It's only the third for Fort Wayne, and we're still not out of the inning. Dick McBride, the pitcher, is going to settle in, and he is 2 for 4. Connor's still on the mound. We made it to the Conference League stage, and some good fixtures to be honest, except Copenhagen and Porto. Oh, boy, yeah, those are... Yeah, good luck in those 2. But, hey, if you can pick up some serious points in the other 4, you'll be all right. Right. Here is the first pitch to Dick McBride. Right down Broad Street for a called strike. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Inside ball 1, and it gets by. It's another wild pitch. Going to third is Bird. Going to second is Wright. I mean, this is just the exhaustion that's crept in for Connor. Here's the 1-1. Called strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. That got the black. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And it's grounded to the backstop. We'll go again at 1-2. The 1-2. That's low. That's low ball 2, and it gets by the pitcher. Safe. This time it's a pass ball. Coming in to score is George Bird, and it's 13-2. This is brutal. Brutal if you're a Fort Wayne fan. George Wright 90 feet away. Here's the 3. That is going to be lined foul down the first base side. We'll go again at 2-2. The 2-2. That is low. 3-2. Is it a Build-A-Nation, Aldi? Is that what it is? It's a one club save, but it's also a Build-A-Nation. Yeah, I was just about to ask, actually. The 3-2. This is lined in. That's a base hit. And McBride has got his third knock and his second RBI of the afternoon. Coming in to score is George Wright. And it's 14-2. Yeah, the other 4 teams are doable indeed. We can definitely make it nice. That's going to bring up Cap Anson. We go back to the top of the order. Anson 2 for 5 today. Connor still on the mound. First pitch 2. Anson, that's inside ball 1. That might be a wild pitch. It is. And McBride goes to second for free. Here's the 1-0. Inside, that might be a wild pitch. It is. McBride goes to third for free. You got to get him out. He is done. There is nothing left in the arm. Here is the 2-0. Inside 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. Right down Broad Street. It's 3-1. Flamutari, a known Albanian club, which is in 1987, won against Barcelona in the UEFA Cup. And I'm in my 8th season of the rebuild. Cheers. Last season, I made it to the... That's pretty good, 8th season of the rebuild. Last season, I made it to the Conference League semifinals. You should have seen it for real, but lost to Aston Villa. Oh, my God. What a run, though. What a hell of a run. Nice. Here is the 3-1. Inside ball 4. And Anson gets a walk. That is Anson, right? Yeah, Anson gets a walk. And we have batted around the order. We're back to George Hall. Second time this game Rockford have batted around the order. Here is the first pitch to George Hall. He had a double to lead things off. That's outside, and that is probably a wild pitch. It's a passed ball. The catcher's not giving him any help either, to be fair. That's 3 passed balls. Going to second is Anson. Scoring is McBride. It's 15-2. Slovak J, welcome in, man. Thank you for the follow. Right. The 1-0. That's in the dirt, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. That is on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. It's 2-1. Here is the 2-1 pitch. That's outside, 3-1. Full count now to George Hall. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. He's walked him again. They have to get Connor out, dude. There's no life left in the arm. Just get the out. Here's Ross Barnes. He was hit by the pitch his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to him. He's grounded that over to first. He steps on the bag. And finally, the side is retired. 6 runs, but it's only on 2 hits, and they left 2 aboard. We go to the bottom of the 9th. This game is all but over. It's 15-2. 15-2. What are we doing? What's up, Pip? Welcome back. Welcome in, Pip, man. How are you? It's fucking great day. Happy New Year, Pip. I got so many people. I might not even have enough time to shout you all out. I'm so sorry. Right. Pat Witz is the Philippines' greatest streamer. Football Manager 2024. F1 Manager 2024. Apex Legends. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Fantastic human being. Real chill to talk to. Awesome guy. The ever so excellent Pat Witz. So. Good, man. How are you? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm ready for an amazing 2026. I didn't mean to even do that. Return the game, please. Oh, at least we got the ambience back. I'm going to Italy in 27 days, man. I'm flying out in 27 days. I can't even believe that. So, dude, I'm going to Italy as well this year. Nice. Hell yeah. What have you got planned? The games of the 25th Winter Olympiad, my man. I have tickets. I have tickets to opening ceremonies as well. Oh my God. Opening ceremonies, curling, ice hockey, cross-country skiing, freestyle skiing, short track speed skating, snowboard cross. It's going to be awesome, dude. It's going to be so awesome. I'm ready, bro. I'm not ready. I have a lot to do, even though it's only 27 days away. But still. Right, Ned Connor's going to settle in. Connor reached via an error his first at-bat. Dick McBride on the mound. He's had a long time to chill. Here's the first pitch to Connor. That's high and in, ball one. Nice, man. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. What do you got planned for Italy, Pib? Here's the 1-0. He's going to take that for a called strike at the knees. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that is below the knees, 2-1. The 2-1. Inside, ball three, and it is a hitter's count here in the ninth. 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Off the plate, away, ball four. And Ned Connor has got a leadoff walk here in the ninth for Fort Wayne. Have had some recommendations to see the Amalfi coat. Brilliant. Planning on doing like a whole tour. Yeah, that's what my friend Mia did. Mia Makes Music, who's a streamer on Twitch. I think she's actually live right now as well. But she did a whole tour of Italy last year. She did the Amalfi Coast. She did like Naples. Looks different, a clean shot. I know. Well, the lady doesn't like it. So when we meet, it's gotta go. You know, I ain't got no choice. And I don't mind because it makes me look younger. You know what I mean? Like, it does actually do wonders to make me look younger. Right, let me give Aldi a shout out here. Right, football manager streamer, Albanian football manager streamer. Doing a build a club / build a nation save in Albania. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Fantastic guy. Aldi, big shout out to him. Right. Ralph Ham settles in. Ham flied out to right field his first at bat. Runner on, nobody out. That's inside, ball one. The 1-0. That is fly deep into center, but playable. And it's there for the center fielder. And that'll be out number one. That's going to bring up center fielder Count Sensendorfer, who's 2 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Sensendorfer. That is lined into center, base hit. And Sensendorfer's got his third knock of the afternoon. It's a single. And Connor goes to second. And it's 2 on with 1 out. That's going to bring up Wally Goldsmith. Goldsmith is 0 for 1. He flied out to left his first at bat. Thank you, man. Also, you know, you signed a player on loan from Santos, in which its first name is Sonny, and he scored in his debut as well. Let's go. Let's go. Get him the long-term contract. Pitch inside, ball one. Here's the 1-0. Swung on. They check swing. I'm sorry, not first. They go to third. Umpire there says he swung. It'll be 1-1. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. That's 1-2. Yeah, if you continue to support, absolutely, man. There you go. I think I offered a guy in the save that I have now a 5-year contract. I think he wanted a 5-year contract, and I was like, listen, he's got a lot of potential. He's like 18. I'm like, he's got a lot of potential. I'll give him that 5 years. Here's the 1-2. That is inside ball one or ball two. Sorry. The 2-2. That is popped up into right. It's hooking foul. It will land foul. We'll do it again at 2-2. The 2-2. Take it off the plate away. 3-2. The payoff pitch now to Wally Goldsmith. Grounded over to second. They go to second for one. On to first. Double play. And the ball game is over. 4-6-3. Double play. Ends the inning. And that's going to do it. Rockford on the climb still. They needed a win here to keep their momentum going. And they have knocked off the team directly in front of them in the standings. The final score here from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Rockford Forest Citys 15, the Fort Wayne Kekiongas 2. We're going to do the stats now. We do the batting stats for every team. So let's get the pens out. And we're going to write the batting stats down for each team. Right, Cab Anson will start. We're going to start with the visiting Rockford Forest Citys. Anson had 5 at-bats. He has 2 hits. He had a base on balls. He scored 2 runs. And he had a fielding error. George Hall, 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 4 at-bats. He had 2 hits. He scored 2 runs. He had an RBI. One of those hits was a double. And he had a base on balls. And he was hit by the pitch once. Ross Barnes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 5 at-bats. 2 hits. 3 RBIs. One of those hits was a double. And he had a run, also made a he had 2 runs, also made a fielding error, and he was also hit by the pitch once. Limp Pike had 4 at-bats. He only had 1 hit, but it was a 2-run home run. That was in the 4th inning. He scored 2 runs as well. Doug Allison, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 5 at-bats. He only had 1 hit. But he stole a base and he scored a run when he got on base. Joe Start had 2 at-bats. He did not record a hit. He had a sacrifice bunt as well, and he made a fielding error. George Bird, 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 4 at-bats. He did not get a hit. He stole a base. He scored a run. He scored 2 runs. He scored 2 runs, and he had a base on balls. George Wright, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 4 at-bats, 1 hit. It was an RBI. He scored 2 runs, and he had a base on balls, and he committed a fielding error. Dick McBride, 5 at-bats, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. They were all singles. He scored 2 runs. Al Barker had 1 at-bat. He did not get a hit. Tom Pratt had 1 at-bat. He did not record a hit. Total at-bats for the Rockford Forest Citys, 19, 24, 26, 30, 34, 39, 41 at-bats I got. They got 40. And I think I know where the error is. I think one of the errors I have written down was actually a sack. I think that's the problem. Was it Bird? No. Start, maybe? No. Barker and Pratt. Allison, I got 5. Yep. 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. I got that. 5, 2. I got that. 4, 4, 5, 1, 1. No, I got that. Maybe my math is just awful. 5 and 9, 14, 19, 24, 26, 30, 34, 39. No, I got 41. I got 41. I'm going to stay with 41. Anyway. Runs 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 11, 13, 15. Hits 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Yep. Fielding errors 4. Base on balls 4. Home runs 1. No triples. Two doubles. 2 doubles. Strikeouts none. Sacrifices. I think I have 1. Right. 1 sack. 1 sack. Stolen bases. 2 stolen bases. RBIs 1, 4, 6, 7, 9 RBIs. We'll come back for the pitching statistics in a moment. That I actually need the game's help with. Right. Dickie Flowers, 3 at-bats, 2 hits. This is now the hometown Fort Wayne Kekiongas. Dickie Flowers, 3 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 double, 1 run. Count Sensendorfer, 4 at-bats, 3 hits. All of them singles. How about that? Jimmy Wood, 2 at-bats, 1 hit. It was a double, and he had a stolen base and a base on balls. Steve King, 4 at-bats, no hits, 1 strikeout. Harry Schaefer, 3 at-bats, 1 hit. Wes Fizzler, 4 at-bats, no hit, 1 fielding error. Fergie Malone, 4 at-bats, no hits. Dave Birdsall, 4 at-bats, no hits. George Zetland, 2 at-bats, 1 hit. It was a double, and he made a fielding error. Ned Connor. Where was the other run? Oh, the other run was Sensendorf for first inning. My bad. Ned Connor, 1 at-bat, no hit, 1 base on balls. Ralph Ham, 2 at-bats, no hit. Wally Goldsmith, 2 at-bats, no hit. And Charlie Smith, 1 at-bat, no hit, 1 fielding error. Final batting statistics for the Fort Wayne Kekiongas: 7 and 13, 16, 24, 8, 30, 1, 3, 5, 6, 36. Runs 2, hits 2, 5, 6, 7. I have 8. That is correct. Fielding errors 3, base on balls 2, doubles 3 doubles. No triples, no single, or no home runs. 1 strikeout. Stolen base 1. No sacks. No RBIs. And that is your batting statistics. Right. Was that? I don't know, Stuart. Welcome in, man. Good to see you, bro. I was talking about you because I hadn't seen y'all stream. I was like, man, I hope his streak is intact. But you're here now, my man. Welcome in. 1981. Right. There's 2 other people I wanted to shout out. The one is Pip, but he never actually does stream. But I'm going to give him a shout out anyway. He's a former CS commentator of mine. He doesn't stream very often. He likes to play Team Fight Tactics. He likes to play League of Legends. I don't know why. In the year of our Lord 2026. But he's really funny. He's a class dude. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Pib. He's a fellow CS former CS commentator of mine. And he's a class act. So can't speak highly of Pib, man. He's like a brother. Right. The pitching statistics for the Rockford Forest Citys. Dick McBride goes all 9. I have his pitch count of 109. Base on balls would be 2. Strikeouts 1. Hits would be all 8. Runs 2. Earned. Both of them, right? Neither of them. Yeah, because they were... Oh, errors brought him home. That's why. Right. It wasn't errors that brought him home. It's like pass balls that brought him home, I think. But nonetheless. Right. For the Fort Wayne Kekiongas, George Zetland, I have him going 6 innings, 94 pitches. That's correct. No walks, no strikeouts. And he gave up, 8 hits? 10 hits for Zetland. 9 runs, and 8 of them were earned. God, that's brutality, dude. Ned Connor, 3 innings. I have his pitch count at 71. All 4 base on balls. 5 base on balls. Sorry, 5 base on balls. Because they hit by the pitch. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know. I didn't record it. I guess. 6 runs, 1 earned. How many hits? That would have been 5 hits, no strikeouts. Zetlin is credited with the loss. He moves to 6-7. Dick McBride gets the win. By the way, he's going to move to 8-8 on the season now. McBride's got back to 500. Thank you so much. Just made coffee. Nice. Just chilling here, eating biscuits. Don't want to go to bed. I totally get it, dude. Totally get it. Right. Official attendance was 11:24. Match time was 2 hours 39 minutes. Dick McBride was the player of the game. Right. First things first. Other game of the day, the New York Mutuals 7-4 over the Washington Olympics. I'm sorry, no, 3-0. Why did I say 7? That was the errors. My bad. 3-0 over the Washington Olympics. So the Olympics fall to 7-10. New York falls to 5-7. We're going to advance, and there's no game on the 25th. So the next game, Chat gets to pick. Chat gets to pick the next game. Here we go. New poll. Okay. I'm going to leave it up. Oh, I'm sorry. The records are wrong. The records are, I mean, I put 4-12 for Troy, but they're 4-14. But either way, you get to pick the next game we cover. Is it going to be Chicago at Fort Wayne? That's a big matchup in the National League. Chicago is currently top of the National League. I want standings. That's what I wanted. At 8-4, Fort Wayne are just coming off that loss. They've slid into 3rd place now at 6-7, or at least we're tied at 2.5 games back. So that's a big game in the National League. The other game that's available is 7-5 Cleveland, 3 games back of Boston, are going to play the worst game in the worst team in baseball. Sorry, the Troy Haymakers, who are 4-14. So those are your 2 choices. Get your votes in. The poll's up for 5 minutes. McBride wins player of the week. He got 2 wins, 2 strikeouts, and 18 innings pitched with a .5 ERA. Pretty good. But what game do you guys want to see? Cleveland, who are 7-5, trying to chase down Boston, who are 10-2. I'm sorry, Chicago are 8-4. My bad. Chicago are 8-4. They travel to 6-7 Fort Wayne. Or 7-5 Cleveland, who top the National League. I'm sorry, no. Let me start over. It's either the top of the National League 8-4 Chicago White Stockings versus joint second at the 6-7 Fort Wayne Kekiongas. By the way, Fort Wayne 5-2 at home. They've won 5 of their 6 wins at home. Chicago's won 5 of their 8 wins on the road. Or 3rd place in the American League, Cleveland, who are 7-5. Everybody's chasing Boston at 10-2 against the worst team in baseball, the 4-14 Troy Haymakers, who are way out of it. Troy are 6-7 games back now. So that's what we got. Let's go over your standings while the poll is in. While the poll is up, Chicago White Stockings still lead the National League. They're 8-4 by 2.5 games over us at Rockford, who have gone 7-3 in our last 10 to pull to 9-10. Fort Wayne Kekiongas are 6-7. They are 2.5 games back. They're 3-7 in our last 10, so they've fallen off quite a bit. New York Mutuals at 5-7 are 3 games back. that win over Washington keeps them in the mix. The Troy Haymakers season is basically over. They are 18 of 32 games in, so they have 12 games left, Troy, and they are 7 games back. Um, Boston in the American League, they're running away with it, man. 9-1. They have won 9 straight. They are 10-2. They top the American League by 2.5 games over the Philadelphia Athletics, who are 9-6. Cleveland are 7-5. About to try and play the 4-12 Troy Haymakers, by the way, so they could still be in the hunt. Washington's loss to New York Mutuals puts them at 7-10. They are 5.5 games back, and they only have 15 games to play. Your National League leaders, batting average, it's still Cherokee Fisher, the pitcher of Cherokee Fisher, who's at the top. He is at batting 490. Then it's Cap Anson at 382. Doug Allison's at 364. Pike is still the home run king in baseball right now. He's got 6 big flies. George Hall's teammates got 3. Charlie Hodes from Chicago is in third with 2. RBIs, it's Pike leading the way. He's got 22. Doug Allison, his teammates, got 20 in Rockford. Fred Tracy from the 4-14 Troy Haymakers has got 17. Stolen bases, it's Barnes, Flowers, and Tracy from Rockford, Fort Wayne, and Troy, all on 8. And then ERA, Cherokee Fisher's now up to a 1.21, but he's still the best in baseball. Riney Walters is on a 2.07 for the New York Mutuals, and it is going to be, what do we call it? 2.36 for Dick McBride from Rockford in third. Cherokee Fisher and Rockford have the most wins. That's Chicago's Cherokee Fisher, Rockford's Dick McBride. You guys suck. It's a tie. I don't run the poll again when it's a tie. I just pick. And I think the game we are going to go for next will be the Chicago White Stockings at the Fort Wayne Kekiongas, because that's way too big a game. And I did 3 straight Troy games on Sunday, so I'm kind of Troy Haymakered out. But we're going to do Chicago at Fort Wayne. In strikeout leaders, Harry Wright at Troy's got 13. Dick McBride from Rockford's got 12. George Zetlin for Fort Wayne's got 11. And then in the American League, batting average, Dave Egler from Cleveland leads the way at 414. Boston's Bub McAtee's got 404. He's in second. Warren White is in third for Boston. He's at 400. Home runs, only John Bass, Charlie Bierman, and Ed Duffy have home runs in the American League. All the big flies are in the National League, man. We're sluggers over here in the NL. RBIs, it's Tom Carey for Boston, who leads with 16. Dick Higham also has 16 for the Philadelphia Athletics. John Bass has got 14. Stolen bases, Dave Egler for Cleveland's got 11. Then Washington's Ed Duffy has 9. Cleveland's Denny Mack has 8 for third. Earned run average, Asa Bernard still holding strong for Boston at a 2.07. Then it's Bobby Matthews at 2.44. For Philly, Al Pratt's in third at 2.99. Asa Bernard is the leader in wins along with Bobby Matthews. That's Boston and Philly. They both have 8. And Al Pratt's got 7 in third. Strikeout Kings, Asa Bernard for Boston's on 11. Al Spalding for Cleveland's on 10. And then it's Al Pratt. Then it's Bobby Matthews on 8 for Philadelphia. And Frank Barrows for the Philadelphia Athletics is still the only pitcher in baseball to record a save. The next stream of Out of the Park is currently scheduled for January the 12th. That is Monday. If you guys like our Out of the Park save, I have the whole thing up on YouTube. I'm still uploading some of the past games, but I do record these. They go up on YouTube. Check the YouTube out. The whole 1871 season is there. There's some other series on there too, like our Action Timing and playthrough, and a lot of the Unreal Tournament commentary I do is up there. So definitely check that out. Um, but yeah, the whole series goes up on YouTube. So Monday will be Chicago at Fort Wayne. And then after that, we have, I think, 3 more games left. Yeah. So we have 4 games left in June, and then we're into July, gang. And July is officially the second half of the season. So we're almost at the halfway mark for the entire season. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. Monday will be great. Monday will be Chicago at Fort Wayne. Right. Big thank you to a lot of people today. Aldi for the 10 stream streak. Thank you to Lowry for the sub, man, out of nowhere, bro. First time hearing you just immediately dropped a sub. Super appreciative. Dave with the 5-month sub. Thank you so much. Slovak J, Ollie 100, C Duncan, Franchise Time Machine, Eddie the Jet, and Lowry. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to Kamish for the raid as well. Check out his World Series Saturday, 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. British, 6 p.m. Central European. He's got Game 2 of the EMLB World Series. That is going to be big on Saturday. Definitely check him out. Thanks to the viewers who were here and chatted, including DM Stewart, Pib, Jakey Boy Pro, Aldi, Patwitz, Scheme, Control Based Elite, Cully, Kamish, Bobby, Latte Anarchist, Heindo, Amazing Game Channel, Dave Hall FC, Kadava, and It Kit. It was a pleasure having you all here today. Right, the Bull League is live, or do you want to go? So we got some options. We got somebody that I follow who doesn't play baseball. We can go there. We can go to Max, who's doing iRacing. We can go to, actually, Mia went offline. Yeah, so I don't even have Mia up. So we're Grace is offline as well. So we can go to Max, who's doing iRacing. We can go to Scheme, who's playing Battlefield. We can go to Control Based Elite, who's on Just Chatting. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe VOD review. Or we can go to Scuff Rod, who's doing his first ever sim with the New York Mets. It's his first ever sim. He's on. He's in 2029. Or we can go to Bull League. What do you guys want? Go on. Bull League has drops. I don't have drops, and I would like to support somebody who's brand new in OTP. So let's give Scuffed Rod a rate. I don't know who this person is, so that they say anything out of color, I apologize. But we are going to rate them and show them some love. Give them some love. For more Out of the Park baseball, we're back. Tomorrow with Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. We're back. No stream Saturday. And we're back on Sunday with Football Manager. Out of the Park returns on Monday. We will see you hopefully tomorrow night. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care of yourselves. If you're on the YouTube, this is the end of the recording. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.